We've seen the same story play out so many times in the past. Edgy trash gets animated, it has a famous studio behind it, it has a flowery symbolism that makes it seem deep, and everyone acts like it's the second coming of Christ. This season's Popular Edgy Trash Award goes to Hell's Paradise. This is a show with an MC who can't die no matter what, so there is no tension. They try to make it seem like everything is super deadly and everyone dies before you know it, but then they have a guy who begs to be killed and nobody can kill him. What a way to ruin your premise right away. And don't give me that shit about he's the main character so he can't die. You are still supposed to make it seem like he can die so there can be stakes. He can't die so the super deadly setting means nothing. Trash! Well, that means there are stakes for everyone else besides the main character. Who gives a shit? They're not the main character. Furthermore, the show made no attempt to make you care about any of them. They are mooks who exist to be killed without any characterization or a reason for you to feel sorry for them. They die so they can show how deadly the setting is, but since the MC can't die, it's all meaningless. Trash! This is a show that tries to stuff as much gore and death as it can in a single episode without bothering to have a shred of characterization for the victims in an attempt to come off as mature. And don't tell me nobody calls this mature, because they do. Lots of them. Trash! This is also a show with idiotic ninjas that hand over the secret of immortality to be destroyed instead of using it to become an unstoppable clan. What kind of a stupid ninja clan would do that? They should be doing their best to make use of that skill, or at least to destroy it in secrecy so that none of their enemies will get hold of it. So basically, they would have attempted to kill the MC. They wouldn't betray him to their enemies, hoping they will kill him. Trash! This is also a show where when you betray someone, you have to gloat and laugh as he is arrested and he is looking at you, when he didn't even do something to you. They just make it seem like they did it for fun and not out of necessity for the clan. Thus the audience wants nothing but revenge porn. It's another shield hero. There are no villains with reasonable motives. They're just one-dimensional assholes you want to see getting ridiculed and killed. Trash! This is a show where you never imagine the one you betray is going to tell everyone where your hidden village is, so they will come to mess you up as revenge for everything you did to him. Trash! This is a show about people assuming they will find immortality on some island based on a rumor, and they send a literal immortal to chase after a rumor instead of experimenting on the immortal and get what they want without sending anyone anywhere. Trash! This is a show where you send the vilest criminals to find the elixir. You never imagine that they will use it on themselves. It never crosses your mind that they will come back to mess you up. And there is nothing you will be able to do about it because they will be immortal. Trash! This is a show where the MC agrees to find the elixir so he can be pardoned and returned to his wife when he can just return to his wife. There is nothing anyone can do to kill him, so what? Trash! And if that is too evil for a protagonist to do, this is a show where nobody suspects the ninja clan already having the elixir of immortality since one of them is immortal, and nobody's asking the immortal to take them to the ninja village so they can search for the elixir there where he can be with his wife again, which by the way it's the only thing he wants. They instead try to murder the immortal who can give them what they want, and when that doesn't work, they send him to look for the elixir at a place that has no evidence of having the elixir because it's all a rumor. Trash! A big applause for this edgy trash. Now let's hear it from the viewers and how they will call me a hater who doesn't understand good writing, who will defend it as a masterpiece because it's animated by a famous studio and has flower symbolism, therefore it's deep, and will call it mature because it has a lot of edgy deaths. We've seen the same story play out so many times, and we know exactly what's going to happen before once again the snob is proven to be right as always. The sooner you agree with me, the sooner I will stop making fun of you for hyping trash.
Obviously, Studio Mappa has made quite the name for themselves, and any project that they pick up definitely gets a lot of attention. There's a lot of flowers within this to try to tell a very mature story. It's wanting to be in a very mature... They want you to feel like these characters are more grown up. They're not necessarily kids, they're not young, they are adults that are, veterans or seasoned by combat in war, they've seen a lot of stuff.
In this week's episode of Trash, everybody keeps telling me the MC is not immortal when he's not afraid of one bit even when he's surrounded by a dozen samurai who are supposed to be able to kill him. He's so terrified he's bored and about to fall asleep. Does this seem like a guy who is worried about dying? Of course not, because he's immortal. Then we get a guy who turned into a plant for more flower symbolism. Yeah, look at all that body horror, it's so deep and symbolic. This show is so mature, man. Then they waste half the episode in explaining all over again the nonsense we were told in the first episode about finding the elixir of life based on a rumor, instead of just going to the ninja village and becoming immortals like the MC. But he's not immortal, they keep on saying, when we have a character who can't be killed and is not afraid of a dozen samurai who claim they can kill him. Needless to say, I was bored as he was, wasting half the episode in repeating why this show is trash. Just experiment on the guy and find out what makes him immortal. You don't have to chase a rumor. What you seek is right in front of you. Trash. Instead of that, we get a useless info dump which is given to convicts they don't even plan to send to the island, so what's the fucking point in explaining it to them? They just tell them to kill each other. Why spend who knows how much time and effort in bringing them in the same place, from which is very easy to escape since it's just paper walls, if you just intended to kill them anyways? And before some of you say, they wanted to choose the best ones, how will you decide that when their hands are tied and don't even have any weapons? Ninjas won't be able to use stealth, samurais won't be able to use the swords, archers won't be able to use bows, gunmen won't be able to use guns, wizards won't be able to use magic, so what the fuck? You just wanted brutes who punch very hard? Then why did you waste your time and didn't gather only them? The rest didn't stand a chance. Trash. So these convicts are ordered to kill each other just so the brawlers can be the only ones standing. One of them is the MC who casually murders half of them even after he tried not to be violent. It was that easy, zero tension. But that didn't matter since he would be chosen even if he hadn't fought at all. He's immortal. If he can survive every possible method of execution, what chance did a few unarmed convicts have? None, that's the answer. He would be chosen to go to the island, regardless of what he had done, because nobody would be able to do a thing. Trash! By the way, this is supposed to be a mini battle royale and it's supposed to be exciting because everyone gets brutally murdered, but there is zero investment. None of those fighting mattered, they were just mooks waiting to die. Once again, the show made no attempt to make you care about any of them. As for the MC, the only person we know a few things about and should normally care for, he's immortal, he can't die. We are wasting our time watching this guy being in no danger in a setting that is supposed to be super deadly, and we only get deaths of people who don't matter. Trash! And then the episode ends with the convicts being sent to find an elixir that probably doesn't exist, and which for some reason they are not going to use it on themselves and come back to cause irreparable damage because nobody will be able to kill them. Well, what about the swordsmen who accompany them, you will say? They will make sure the elixir is brought back and they will kill any convict who tries to do something nasty. If they are so much stronger than the convicts and far more loyal than a bunch of criminals, then why don't they go to find the elixir? Because they're not expandable, you will say. And yet they are sent to an island from where everybody comes back as a plant, while constantly keeping an eye on convicts who are definitely going to betray them at the first chance they get. How does that not make them expandable? Trash! It's one of the shows with the most karma this season, just because it's animated by a famous studio and has flower symbolism, therefore it's deep and mature. And of course you shouldn't listen to the snub, because he doesn't know what good writing is. Come on, say it as you do every time before you agree with me down the line. Say it so I can once again make fun of you for hyping trash. In the newest episodes of Trash, those of you who thought this was a samurai action flick, you can forget about it since there was close to none. The fights either end in a few seconds or they are off screen and you only see the result.
Trash.
We also find out how delusional the fanboys are once again. Remember what I said about the previous episodes? They don't have to go to the island because of a rumor. When they know the ninjas have the secret of immortality. The fanboy said that's not true, nobody is immortal, and here we are with their leader being immortal. Who's lying now, huh?
Trash.
Then the fanboy said nobody can examine the MC or the village elder and find out how immortality works because Japan does not have advanced knowledge of biology. They are better off chasing a rumor. And here we are with someone who has advanced knowledge of biology. Who's lying now, huh?
Trash.
Then the fanboy said the MC is not immortal and that the samurais that accompany him can kill him, so he has something to be afraid of. And here we are with nobody being able to kill him, not even the samurais who accompany him. He is immortal and defeats anyone just because he's immortal and they are not. Who's lying now, huh?
Trash.
Then the fanboy said the plan to send the convicts is not stupid since the samurais will definitely make sure to kill anyone who tries to use the elixir on himself. And here we are with the convicts betraying and killing or even seducing the samurais. Exactly as I told you they would. Who's lying now, huh?
Trash.
Then the fanboy said the characterization is not that bad. The 10 convicts who survived the battle royale are going to receive a lot more characterization. They wouldn't survive if the author wasn't planning to flesh them out. In a single episode, most of them killed each other, proving that the author doesn't give a shit about characterization, exactly as I told you. Who's lying now, huh?
Trash.
Also, what an amazing expedition this was. Unlike the previous failed expeditions, this one is far more planned out. That's why everyone killed each other as soon as they got to the island. What brilliant mastermind planned this out and thought it would work? No one, it's just edgy trash, exactly as I told you. But that's not what the fanboys will tell you, because they are fanboys.
Trash.
And if you don't believe me, check out what kind of reviews they make, and then they turn around and call me a liar. What is the meaning of life? The show really dives deep into the life and death and how it's valued so well. The anime does an amazing job in capturing the heart of that matter. There is so much to think about when it comes to the show's well-done pacing and storytelling. Whoever you like could be gone in moments, or will they? It's good writing to keep a watcher on the edge of their seat. A tale that not only screams interest but excitement to boot. The characters are well in depth too. Good cast, interesting story, and overall well presented with its tone and pacing. Trash, that's what it is. Trash.
You watch season 1, you watch season 150, and it's the same trash. You may not notice it, you may be blinded by your love to anime that you may not see it, but it's slowly creeping into your veins.